We're back, everybody. Finally, welcome back. Tip of the Spear is finally back after about a month and a half. I think our last podcast was May the 28th. So it's been a while, and we're happy to be back. We're finally all on the same schedule and able to do this again. So I apologize for the delay, but excited to get back. I know Cole and Grayson are also excited to be back, and obviously we're going to talk about the Redskins. But I wanted to start today actually talking about something that I don't usually pay attention to, but the World Cup this year. And I don't know if any of you watched the game today. Today was Argentina England, and it was probably, I think, probably the best game of the entire World Cup. And it was great to see it in a semifinal. And I have to tell you, as somebody who's heard of Messi and watched him from the periphery, and not been a hardcore soccer fan, wow, that guy is amazing. I mean, I think they were down, one goal in the 85th minute, and he didn't score the goal, but he assisted on both of them and picked the wide open guy. And how exciting for them to come back from down one to end up winning it and moving on to the semifinal to play Spain, which I think also is the second best team. I was big on France, and I thought France was going to be just take it all the way, but it turns out that I guess the South American champions are Argentina, and they would be, I guess they won the last time, so this would be back to back for them. And the Spanish team is the European Cup champion, so it seems fitting, that those two are playing each other in the finals. Did you guys get a chance to watch today's game at all? What are your thoughts on that? The World
Yeah,
Cup in general.
I watched actually the entire game today. I was able to get home pretty much right in time, like right at like 2:50 to get there right before game time. And yeah, I'll be entirely honest. For about, I'd say, I know they scored, or England scored in the 55 or 55th minute, like pretty quickly after halftime, and I don't know, like that felt like a backbreaker for Argentina. But like after those, about maybe 10 minutes in the lead, once we got to about the 65th, 70th minute, it just felt like Argentina was. It was only a matter of time. Like they were all over England the entire second half after they scored. Like maybe there was about a 5 to 10 minute lull period in there, but it seemed like the last 25 minutes of the game they were just lighting the heads on fire. Just could not like miss pretty much. Like every shot was on net. The goalkeeper for England, whatever his name is, he was working. Like he made like 4 or 5 saves in like 5 minutes, and you put enough shots on net, it's a big goal. Eventually, a couple are going to go in. So I think Argentina is probably my favorite team in the tournament to watch. I mean, it was Norway and Holland. He's got a weird play style because Holland just likes to walk around for a majority of the game, then all of a sudden he's insane. But I like
It was
Argentina a lot. I
interesting.
like Messi a lot,
It was
and
interesting too, Cole. You mentioned Norway, and I was listening to the commentators after the game, and they were critical first of the coach, the England coach, for going into strictly defense. I guess right after they scored the goal, but they also were bringing up some of the other teams, and he actually said, and I thought Norway was a good team. Tells you how much I don't know about soccer. But both the announcers, the French guy and I think the other guy maybe is from Brazil also, but he said that Norway typically isn't a great team, which I was surprised because I thought they played really really well.
I mean, yeah, you're probably right. I don't really have the, I guess, the ball knowledge to really know. I know they were an exciting team to watch. I know Holland scored, and I think in almost every single game they played. But what I found interesting about this World Cup and a little bit last World Cup, although that was 4 years ago, is a lot of people are accusing FIFA of like colluding with Argentina to like put Messi on this pedestal or something like that. And yeah, I'll admit there's been the occasional questionable call, but maybe I don't know enough about soccer, but it doesn't feel like the games have been rigged by any means. It's just been like they've had this crazy comeback damn near every single game.
What do you think, Grayson? What are your thoughts on the World Cup in general and today's game? If you actually were able to watch it,
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the most soccer that I've watched, honestly, all my life. I haven't really been that much of a soccer fan. I mean, I usually watch the World Cup here and there from years prior in what 2022 now it was, and now it's 2026. So I watched a little bit. I knew that Argentina won. I know they're obviously going to be a great team with Messi. I mean, he is the GOAT in my eyes. I mean, you just watch every single game. I mean, what? How old is he? I don't even know his age. He's got to be 40.
39.
Yeah,
39.
he's 40 years old. I mean, Ronaldo's there too. And I know a lot of people say Ronaldo's better than Messi. I mean, dude, that guy is insane. He's moving like he was in his 20s. I mean, he has the record for most assists in the World Cup. I mean, he scored in basically every game that they played other than this game. But I mean, I watched the last couple minutes because I was at work and then I ended up at the gym. But even in the gym, I saw that it was 1-0 going into the 85th minute, and then they scored to tie the game. The entire gym was like, no way, going crazy, holding their hands up.
Wow. So,
And then I
so
expected.
everybody was pulling for Argentina.
Yeah, I mean, it's just exciting. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on soccer, but goals happen very frequently. Not frequently, sorry. Not frequently. So it's
Infrequently.
exciting to see a goal by any team,
Right.
honestly. I mean, I'm a fan that likes. Oh, and there goes Cole. But you know, uh, I like fast-paced play. And watching that game at the end, it was amazing. Those two goals, that cross that Messi had to seal the game, basically, was beautiful. And then one thing I question as a non-soccer fan, it got to the 99th minute and there was 9 minutes of extra time, and they just kept letting them play until about 102 minutes, which is just ridiculous. I don't know what was going on, but I was holding my hands up in the gym. What the hell is going on? Because the game is supposed to be over and all this extra time stuff. I thought they would have sealed it, but it would just, I feel like it would have been controversial if
I think
somehow England would have scored.
Yeah, well, I think what they do is they're supposed to add the time that they celebrate. So when they're sitting there celebrating, once they scored the goal, Argentina scored the goal, they add back the time that they're celebrating. So that added that additional time. So, but speaking, we're talking about today's game, and we can't talk about the World Cup without talking about the United States and the fact that we threw up all over ourselves again. I just don't personally. I just don't think that we're ever going to be a real competitor for a World Cup because of. I think Cole said it that there was 5 or 6 sports ahead of soccer in the United States, and a lot of these smaller countries, that's all they have is soccer. They live for soccer, but I just don't see it. I mean, big moments we seem to fold. We can win the occasional game. We can probably get in. We're good enough to get in, but to be able to actually win a World Cup. You watch the way both those teams, England and Argentina, the way they played today. I just don't think the United States is capable of putting together a game like that. The passing, the crossing, the shots on goal. I just don't, and that's the one thing we always look discombobulated. And you look at these other teams, and they just seem so together and smooth and know how to play defense. So I don't know. I don't know what your guys' thoughts were on the USA team, but I felt like it was the way they hyped them up. And again, I don't follow soccer so that much. So, but the way the media and everybody was hyping up the soccer and the ads on TV and everything about how this was going to be the year, I really felt like when the rubber hit the road, we really threw up all over ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, look at that game against Turkey. I knew after that game we were just not going to be able to be a competitive team. And I know, like, those were playing games, but, I mean, we just looked flat, ended up losing the game, was tied, gave up the winning goal. And then even it was our final game, but watching Belgium, you knew within the first 10 minutes of the game that we were going to lose. I mean, they were super athletic. They were super fast. They were running all over us. They were holding the ball when they needed to. They were passing the ball efficiently. And we were doing the complete opposite. I mean, we were getting beat on basically every single play. I mean, Christian Pulisic was debatably our best striker.
Who was our best player? Is that guy supposed to be the best player? Well, he wasn't.
I mean,
he didn't show up.
apparently he's our best striker. if correct me if I'm wrong, Cole, you might know more than me. However, he did get hurt by kicking some guy on the ankle.
I don't
At
know.
the end
He's
of the
getting
game.
he's getting
I don't think
trashed for
I
being
don't think that
soft.
would have. I don't think that would have saved us whatsoever. We were just out conditioned, and maybe their coach is better.
Well, that's why
But
I think that's why, Grayson, that we're never going to be a great team because who is our guy? You
you
know,
gotta think about
England has Harry Kane, right? Messi, Olafable in Spain. I mean, they all have these superstar players. Who is the U.S. superstar player? If it's Christian Pulisic, we're even further away than I think we're supposed to be. And it's just amazing to me, a country this big and as diverse as it is, and as many immigrants that we have. They're probably from South America or Europe that we don't aren't capable of putting together a team. Maybe they want to would rather represent their original country, but you'd think there'd be enough players of European and South American descent that we could field a real team. And
yeah, I mean,
anyway,
you just gotta look at America in itself. I mean, we are super diverse with sports. I feel like the main sports is football, baseball, basketball, and then soccer probably comes like in the sixth or seventh spot. Not even trying to do that, but seriously, like hockey's up there too. Um, I wouldn't say soccer's our sport, And you go to all these different countries, England, Spain, Belgium, even I guess Turkey. All they do is play soccer, especially when you go to South America, Brazil. I mean, unless you're in the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico, then baseball is your life. However, um,
I don't
those
know.
guys are
Do you
playing
think
soccer all the time. Their kids are growing up and playing soccer until they're 18 years old. Maybe I'm wrong. I've never been to any of those countries, so I'm probably wrong. But I just think in America we are very, like you said, diverse. And when it comes to sports, we're not really focused on soccer.
Cole?
But
What do
you
you
would
think?
think with a population of almost 500 million people that we would be able to put together a team of 22 or more.
You would think so, Cole. What do you
Yeah.
think? Is soccer more popular or less popular than lacrosse? Seriously, I mean, in this country,
Uh,
if you had to guess,
if I were to guess, and
and
I'm not trying to like, no, I mean, if I were to guess, I think soccer is probably more popular than lacrosse, strictly because I know a hell of a lot more women play soccer than lacrosse. So I mean, if we're
yeah,
just talking the country, not strictly men, then I think soccer because I think soccer for women is like a lot of their favorite sports. Like
I
soccer
don't
is
know
big with
because
women and stuff like that. I know like, and I'm not saying men can't like football or baseball because they do, but
yeah,
a lot of the women that I talk to or that I know they love soccer. It's like their favorite sport. They grew up either playing it or watching it or had family that did it, and so it's big with that demographic. So, and I know that there's women's lacrosse and stuff like that too, and I know that's relatively popular as well. But I mean, hell, even I
why
grew
is
up
it that
playing
we don't
soccer
see
for a
it?
little while.
Was, I don't know, but since I just wondered because even you were a college athlete, you played baseball and not soccer, but at the same time, you see, we even have, and we can talk about that too if you want to touch on that too, is the College World Series. Lots happened since our last podcast, but the fact that do they even broadcast college soccer on TV at all? I mean, do they
Uh,
have like the
they do,
championship? Do they
they
have a
do,
soccer?
yeah.
But is it broadcast like on ESPN or because I'm wondering if maybe that has something to do with the fact that it's not so popular? Is it even in college? I don't hear about it. We had we had an Olympic player on Radford's soccer team, Dante Washington, and barely heard about it. You know, so I just wonder if maybe that has something to do with it.
No, I know they show the national championship on ESPN and stuff like that. It's a pretty big event. Obviously, it's not like the College World Series, March Madness, or um, the championship game for college, right? But it's relatively large. I mean, it's more niche, right? Like it's a smaller sport, but people do get into it. But from what I understand from what I've been seeing on like Instagram and Twitter, from just like people from other countries commenting, like not necessarily on anything that I've posted, just stuff I've seen, is a lot of people actually have a big issue with the way college soccer is done in the U.S. And I can't fully elaborate on why because I don't necessarily understand. But from what I understand, over like in Europe and other countries, they don't really do like going to school for 4 years and playing a sport because they say it hinders development. They like develop through youth academies and stuff like that, and play like up until like they pretty much skip college and do the whole youth academy thing. Or I don't. Again, I'm heavily
Kind of like the
paraphrasing.
IMG, kind of like IMG with
Kind
baseball.
of, yeah, but it's like all like soccer related stuff, and then like because they say like the American college soccer thing kills development, and that's why you don't see these superstar American players playing elsewhere. No, again, I don't know if that's true. I have watched the sport for 3 weeks, right? Like, and I watch the sport for 3 weeks every 4 years. I'm in the occasional game if I wake up early on like a Saturday, and there's nothing else on TV. But like, I don't know. So I've seen that, and I
Yeah.
think that's kind of why we've had a big issue. And then to go back to, because I don't think I ever answered your first question about like how I felt about the USA's performance. I think they did exactly how I expected them to do. Like, it was exciting. They played really well against the bad teams and lost to anybody that was remotely decent, which seems to be how American soccer has been pretty much forever. I mean, we've had the occasional fun upset. Like, I know a couple World Cups ago, we upset Portugal with Ronaldo and stuff like that, and like in a big game. But yeah, other than those like occasional big wins, no, it's just same old for the USA soccer team. So I know like a lot of people bought into the hype. I'll say I kind of bought into the hype a little bit that we could beat Belgium, but we pretty much had to play perfect, and we played nowhere near that, and it sure as hell showed.
Well, let's transfer off of soccer. People probably had enough of that. But I did want to talk a little bit about College World Series before we get to the Redskins. What do you guys think about the results there? Surprised as expected or completely blown away? Grayson, what do you think? You surprised by the outcome?
Um,
And oh, by the way, before you answer that question, I did want to give a shout out to one of Grayson's friends, and was drafted in the second round of the MLB draft. Brett Renfro. Grayson used to play against Brett. He went to Colgan High School, and it's super impressive. He was a number one pitcher at Virginia Tech, and I just want to say kudos. I've known Brett, or known of him, for years, and wow, what a hell of a kid! Comes from a great family, and man, he deserves it. And I know all of us here wish him the very best. I'm looking forward to following his career in the big leagues. So, way to go, Brett. We're super proud of you and your family. Congratulations. And I'm sure big things are coming your way. So, anyway, I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that, Grayson, or not, but yeah.
no, yeah, 100%. Good job, Brett. I know you're a hard worker out there. I see you every single day. You pitch basically at Tech. It's awesome to see you out there. I see your dad. I shake his hand every single time. Say hi to your parents. So, hope your family's doing well. Hope you're doing well if you're listening, and you're gonna do great things. So, good job, man. But with the College World Series, I think it was kind of a shocker. Actually, I kind of take that back. When Oklahoma played Georgia Tech and beat them, I was pretty surprised. I had basically all my money, not actually all my money on Georgia Tech to win, but I thought for sure nobody was going to beat Georgia Tech. I mean, you just look at the stats. They had three guys that were going for the Golden Spikes. I mean, their second baseman is gross, but their catcher is even better. Von Lackey. I mean, the whole entire roster, basically, the whole starting roster for Georgia Tech is going to get drafted eventually. So with that being said, I mean, Oklahoma beat them, and I think the series was tied, but they ended up walking them off with that home run. Um, that kind of shocked me a little bit, but then we saw Oklahoma's bat start firing up, and it wasn't that shocking after that. I mean, I know UNC, tough opponent, great pitching, but Oklahoma could hit. I mean, they could hit. They were in the right spot. They put themselves in the right spots to make, you know, good hits. They got a couple things to drop for them, which I mean every baseball team needs if they
I've
want to
never
win.
seen a team get hot like they did, though. It was incredible the way
Yeah,
they hit the
it,
ball.
it, it
Reminded me of what was the team, Grayson? You like the guy who hiked his pants all the way up? What was that?
Tanner Allen,
Was that
Mississippi
Mississippi
State.
State? The same thing
Yeah,
with them.
Legend.
They just couldn't stop. They were hitting the ball like crazy. It's just amazing when a team gets hot at the right moment.
Yeah, they for
It's
sure
super
got hot
impressive.
at the right moment. I don't think it really was on anybody's radar. I know for sure it wasn't on my radar that Oklahoma was going to be the 2026 College World Series champions, but here we are sitting 2 months after, and I mean, they were a great team. They deserved it. They beat everybody fair and square. I don't think there was, one controversial game that they played. They just whooped everybody, honestly, with the bats. So
What was
good for
interesting
them.
too is if you look at the draft, I don't think they had any first rounders taken. I could be wrong, which is pretty amazing for a team to win the national championship. And even DeCaro went like third or fourth round. The guy
Yeah,
from
that
North
I
Carolina,
mean,
who was their best pitcher.
yeah, it just goes to show like UNC's pitching. They had that kid.
Don't even
Was it
say his name.
Glauber? Glauber? No, not McDuffie.
No,
Glauber. Caden. I think his first name is Caden. Caden
Mc,
Glauber.
it should be Miss McChoke. That should be his name. It should
McDuffie.
be McDuffie.
McDuffie. Walker
He
McDuffie.
needs a new pair of
Um,
glasses. Maybe if he changed his glasses, he'd get better.
He's rapping like a
Anyways, I mean, it
20-year-old
just
kid. It's
yeah,
crazy
it
word.
just goes to show how good Oklahoma was hitting. Those guys got drafted third round, fourth round, whatever it was. DeCaro, he was lights out the entire year, and then comes in. I mean, Caden Glauber came in there at the final game after. Okay, first off, he pitched like 90 pitches, and then comes in the next day to try
Oh
to
yeah,
do it again. Like I just feel bad for the kid. The kid is
that
nine.
kid.
He was. I
Yeah,
think he was like eight. He's like 18.
he
He
graduated
graduated early
early.
from high
Yeah.
school, and goes out there after throwing basically 100 pitches. And Scott Forbes is like, "Hey, we need you here." So I mean, if you're a kid, you're going to your
Mhm.
coach. You're saying, "Of course I can throw," but I mean, you can't do that to your arm and then go and inspect to be Roger Clemens.
Well,
So he goes in there.
you know how I feel about Scott Forbes.
Yeah,
That freshman, he did everything he could do, and
yeah,
Connor McChokey, with his
McDuffie.
geeky glasses that he likes to wear because it's all about image. And yeah, I can make fun of him because he's getting paid, Cole. I don't care how old he is. When you're getting paid. You're basically an employee of UNC, so you're open for criticism.
Yeah.
So what did you
Well,
think, Cole? Do you have any surprises? Were you surprised by Oklahoma? Come on now. You had to think somebody else was going to make it.
Well, yeah, I think when we did what was it, the first podcast or something, I think Grayson shot out a question asking who I thought was going to win the whole thing, and I don't know, I don't remember where we were in the season. I know pretty early, and I was like, Texas, and that's who I thought was going to win. And it was pretty exciting to see my preseason prediction, having not really watching any college baseball last year, honestly, not even a whole lot this year either. Um, but yeah, no, I honestly, for the longest time, I convinced myself that Texas was going to win the whole thing. Funny enough, seeing Texas' arch rival win the whole thing was pretty good stuff. As you know, I'm not too deep into it. I know I got a buddy Andrew that is a massive Oklahoma fan, so he was really excited about that. But yeah, can't say I ever picked Oklahoma to win. And did I ever really give him a shot at the beginning of the College World Series? No. I thought it was going to be Texas for sure, maybe UNC or Georgia Tech, like Grayson was talking about. But I think Oklahoma was probably like probably the seventh best team going in. Maybe I'm making that shit up, but yeah, I don't remember them being
No,
like this big team that
I
everybody
think
was thinking
you're
was going
right.
to be
I
a
think you're
juggernaut. They kind of came in and
seven,
surprised
10.
everybody. But they came in, they handled business, and baseball's always a fun one because kind of like the 2019 Nationals, it doesn't matter like how good you are for 162 games, right? It just matters how good you are in those playoffs, right? So it's the streakiest sport I think when it comes to like when you're hot, you're hot. When you're cold, you're ice cold. And especially in playoff time, the team that's red hot usually ends up winning. And Oklahoma was absolutely red hot. It's tough to beat a team that's just riding with the swagger that they had, and seems like nothing could go wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Check your mic, Cole. You're crackling. Just so you know, your mic is crackling.
Oh, sorry.
Before we
is
get
this any
off
better?
of that's what. No, still cracking. Before we get off of baseball, I did want to acknowledge my own kids that are Grayson is playing in an adult baseball league. when he feels like he's up to it. And he invited his big brother to go out and play with him. So for the first time in our entire lives of playing baseball, I've actually got to see them on the same field together, which is incredibly awesome. And thank you, Grayson, for inviting your big brother and Cole, who was not able to pitch his senior season at Randolph-Macon. Actually got out there in a game and pitched lights out for the first time in, 3 years, Cole, total?
Yeah, about 3 years.
So, and I think it was 3 strikeouts and one walk, and it was questionable in my opinion, but that's pretty awesome. 3 up or 4 up, 3 down, and they were all 3 strikeouts. How did you feel getting back out there and throwing a ball again?
Felt fantastic. Getting back out there and throwing again. I mean, I'm a massive competitor. Everybody that knows me knows that. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a board game. It can be anything, and I'm being hyper competitive every single time about it. But getting back on the mound and throwing, getting 3 Ks, I felt like I was back on the mound in college. It felt fantastic, and being able to swing the bat is also a whole lot of fun too. Haven't done that in like 8 years.
And I didn't even mention that. Yeah,
Yeah.
You probably actually have a better batting average than Grayson right now.
Well, from what I understand, the last
Right,
game that
Grayson?
I wasn't at, Grayson
You
played a
got
lot
Grayson?
better, so it might be
Yeah,
tied
man.
now.
No, Grayson did have a nice triple. Grayson has this thing about when people are on base, though. Anyway, right, Grayson? Bases loaded. Anyway, listen, you can't be in this family and not take crap every once in a while. So, but it was awesome. I love watching you guys play. Grayson, I love watching you play. I love watching Cole play, and it was great for me. I had a tear in my eye watching Cole out there throwing a baseball again. And I hope before the adult season's over, you get back out there. You got all season to let the arm feel better next year.
Yeah, just got to have the
So-
shoulder do some rehab.
So I'm going to transition off of, so congratulations, Cole. Transition off of baseball and talk a little bit. We're still going to get to football, I promise, but I want to talk a little bit about the Wizards. And what do you guys feel about our number 1 pick? Was he the right guy? Have you watched any of the Spring League or whatever it is, Summer League or whatever it is? I guess it would be Summer League now. Have you watched him play? What is it, DeBonza?
Yeah,
that right?
AJ
Am I
DeBonza.
pronouncing
Yeah.
it right? Was he the right pick? Do you still think he was the right pick, or was it what was the second guy's name? Russell? What was his last name?
Darren Peterson.
Darren Peterson, right. What do you guys think? Are we actually going to go to a Wizards game this year, maybe?
This will probably be the year I pop my cherry when it comes to Wizards games. You know, I've been to every single DC. Yeah, I see that face, Grayson. That's why I use that term. But yeah, I mean, I've been to probably over almost 100, if not more, DC sports games now in my life. Whether it's Nationals games, Caps games, Commanders games, all that kind of stuff. I'll even throw in some Fred Nats games or stuff like that in there too. Like, I've gone to everything. I've never been to a Wizards game. So I think this year is it's probably the year that I'm finally get to go. I think we got a slam dunk first pick with AJ DeBonza. I mean, I'll be honest, because I know Darren Peterson, I think, played 2 games before DeBonza got his first shot. And in those first 2 games, Peterson looked really good, albeit not super efficient. But he was dishing the ball around, making great plays. So I was getting a little nervous. And then
He didn't cramp up. He didn't create.
it didn't cramp up, but you know, it's a long season, so we'll see. But yeah, it was really exciting actually seeing that summer league game where they had Darren Peterson and DeBonza kind of going at it. Jazz versus Wizards. It was the very first one DeBonza played. It was his first chance to see him, and man, that was electric. He had that slam dunk really early. He looks really good. Again, he needs to figure out his 3-point shot a little bit. He is, still extremely young, and he's got plenty of time to develop. But once that mid-range and 3-point comes, whether or not that's this year or next year, he's going to be phenomenal. Probably a first-team All-NBA a couple times, All-Star for sure. I think he's going to be Rookie of the Year, although I think Caleb Wilson looks fantastic too, that guy from UNC. He's fantastic. But I'm really excited. I think it actually gives me an opportunity to want to go to Wizards games because ever since we lost John Wall, and again I was really too young at the time when we lost John Wall, but like now I've never had a reason to go. I know tickets were cheap, but it's like I don't like watching my teams lose, and that's all the
They
Wizards
won't
seem
be
to have
cheap-
done
they
for
won't
like
be
5
cheap
years.
this year.
Oh yeah,
Tickets won't be
they'll,
cheap this year.
they'll definitely be more expensive this year. So,
Grayson,
but yeah,
what do
that's
you
where I'm
think?
at.
What did you think?
I'm almost as excited to watch the NBA again as I am for hope that Cole's mic stops staticking out of its mind. But with AJ DeBonsta, I mean, he's going to be good. It made me nervous, honestly, like watching him go up against Darren Peterson. Darren Peterson also looks great. I don't know how much we need like a shooting guard or point guard with a Darren Peterson. I think he's going to be really good. I mean, we watched what happened against BYU and Kansas. Peterson went for like 30, and AJ DeBonsta didn't go for 30. Now, is he going to fit our scheme? It goes up to our coach. I think he's a very talented player. He's obviously going to be a big piece of this team. But can our coach use him the correct way? I couldn't even tell you, even as a DC diehard fan, who our coach is. But coach out there, if you're listening,
Some old guy.
please use him correctly. He's going to be a great defender. I hope he grows as a defender. I mean, he's already a great defender. He's making plays in summer league already, and he's shooting the ball a little bit. He's driving. I just don't know if he's going to be able to drive as efficiently like he has been in summer league versus the actual real regular season. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But he definitely does not lack confidence. Sorry, he doesn't lack confidence at all. He's very confident in himself, and I love that. If you're going to be a star player, you got to have that confidence and that fire in you, and he is definitely showing it out there. So I'm super excited about that part, and just our entire team. I mean, Anthony Davis, Trae Young, Alex Sarr, AJ DeBanza, Keyshawn George, all these guys, like this is a real team, and I'm super, super excited.
Well, let me ask you this then. Quiz. Can you guys name the starting lineup for the Wizards? The starting five? Who would you put your starting five? Where is Alex Sarr fit in all this? Is he now going to the bench? I mean, what?
I have
What-
no idea, honestly.
Yeah.
I have no idea. It's going to be really interesting. I mean, I know if Anthony Davis actually plays, doesn't get
Yeah.
injured, he's going to be for sure the starter. Alex Sarr he had a great. I think Alex Sarr had a above average season last year, and I think he's gonna.
We're audibling. I've moved over to this room as well because my mic has had a seizure.
Okay.
So
I don't know if we can
So-
see you.
that's okay. If you
But-
turn off the background, you'll be able to
Trey
see.
Young.
There you
That
go.
works.
Trey Young.
Hey guys, breaking news. We actually we record this in the same house.
You want to go get a chair?
Yeah, I'll be back.
Okay.
I hope Trey Young does very good things. I know we just signed him for over $250 million for 4 years. So I really hope that investment pays off. I hope he stays healthy. He's been an all-star multiple times. I think it's been over 5 times, 5-time all-star. But I just hope that our coach can use him correctly because there is definitely talent on this team. Let's just see how much talent there truly is and effort.
I'm just worried because I heard that, again, I didn't follow him last year, but I heard that Alex Sarr had an awesome year last year. So then I wonder, is he the guy that gets pushed to the curb, or is he going to be coming off the bench? I imagine he'll be coming off the bench if Anthony Davis is now the starting center, right? I mean, because wasn't he playing center sometimes, or was he a power forward, or I guess forward?
You're asking the wrong guy about basketball, but he was playing center for us. I don't know if we can. I don't know how it would be with like maybe both of them on the court. That would be insane.
I didn't hear what the question was.
All right, I'm gonna say the question again. So,
Okay.
the question was with the starting lineup, with AJ DeBonza, right? Where does Alex Sarr fit in? Is he going to be moved to the bench with Anthony Davis? I mean, who is going to be your starting lineup now? Are you able to? Do you know enough of the players to predict what the starting lineup would be?
I can try.
All right. Well,
I think Sarr's still going to be your starting center.
even over Anthony Davis?
Yeah, I mean, if well, Anthony Davis has to be healthy, or I'm not even sure if Anthony Davis is going to be on the team when the season starts, because I'm hearing these trade things. I know our front office said we don't want to trade him, but I've heard that a million times before somebody gets traded. All right, fine. We'll put Anthony Davis at the center then.
Okay.
Assuming he's with us and on the team, we'll put Sarr at power forward. I think they'd be a nice big lineup. I think your point guard's obviously going to be Trae Young. Although I think they want to try to use Keyshawn George a lot in the point guard position as well, but I think he'll probably be the shooting guard. And then you'll have Devonsa as your small forward.
What happens to the other guy that was the guy they drafted? Is that Keyshawn George, the guy they drafted last year?
Trey Johnson?
Trey Johnson.
No, I think he comes off the bench. I don't think he's a starter.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. I think I'm going to actually go to a game, give me some Wizards gear. Just based on what I'm hearing from the Summer League, it seems like it's going to be a decent team. They should at least compete, I would think, for a playoff spot maybe. I mean, that would be miraculous around here to have that happen, to actually have a competitive basketball team. So it sounds like these guys that are the acting GMs are really, making some good moves finally for this team. So we'll see. And with that contract for Trae Young, evidently, again, I don't watch the NBA, but from what I hear, he's awesome. So it's something that we definitely need here, because I don't think we've had, like you said, we haven't really had a good point guard. Right, he's point guard, right, or is he a shooting guard?
Plays both, but he's
so
a
since
point
John
guard.
Wall, so I'm excited about basketball, and then so what we'll do is I'm going to transition to football finally, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Redskins and the stuff that I'm hearing, and I'll obviously invite you guys to chime in, but mini camp. Several reports coming out of minicamp have basically stated that Sonny Styles is going to be the starting middle linebacker, and he is going to be the green dot. That basically what he's shown in minicamp, he's already earned the spot. So I think that's a lot to ask of a rookie. I don't know how you guys feel. Replacing a guy like Bobby Wagner with a rookie, with all of Bobby Wagner's experience, he must be uber impressive if they're willing to have him be the mic and call all your defensive plays as a rookie. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Do you feel like he's up to that? I guess we don't have a say. I'm just curious as to how you guys feel about what you're hearing from Sonny Styles' performance so far at mini camps.
I guess I'll lead off because I'm in the same room. He's a top 10 pick in the draft. I would fully expect him to be ready to start week 1. I mean, if you're getting drafted that early, unless I guess you're Trey Lance, you're expected to start. If you're a wide receiver, you're drafted in the first round, you're expected to be there week 1. If you're tight end, running back, whatever, you're expected to be there week 1. I don't think it should be any different with linebackers. I mean, yeah, he was the green dot, I guess, at Ohio State as well. He's ran defenses before. Yeah, it's an NFL defense versus a college defense, so it's a bit different, but I mean, it's a lot of the same schemes and stuff that he probably did in college, obviously with some new stuff in there. So from everything that I'm hearing too, apparently he's a really smart guy. He knows a lot, and so if the front office and the coaching staff feels very comfortable giving him the green dot, let him run the thing, I think they're who are we to question them? They definitely know more than we do, and they've been around him every single day. So,
Grayson, what do you think?
Well, I think full-heartedly, and I think every Redskins fan Commanders fan knows this as well, he is not no Jamin Davis, okay? He's not no Jamin Davis. He's not going to be – I don't think he's going to be a bust at all. He's going to be a great player. Look what he did at Ohio State. Look how big he is. Look how fast he is. Look how smart he is. He's obviously earned the spot, if that's 100% true. And he's earned it for a reason. We have smart coaches. Durante Jones is a very smart coach. He knows exactly what he's doing. And if he trusts Sonny Styles, I trust Sonny Styles. And there's going to be growing pains. He's a rookie. Like, there's going to be missed plays, missed tackles, maybe call wrong things, whatever. But the only way you're going to learn from these is to be in a game and play the position. If you're going to be playing that position in the future, you're going to play it now. You're going to go through growing pains. It's normal. But later down the road, maybe he'll come out just firing immediately. Like first game, maybe get a sack. Who knows? A couple sacks here and there. But I'm expecting it to just be a progressive movement up in development like most of these players. But in the future, or maybe even now, I think he's going to be a phenomenal player and a huge part of this defense. So looking forward to watching him play.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of enthusiasm going on out at Redskins Park, and also the reports are that Jaden Daniels obviously is completely healed, and he looks exceptionally sharp at minicamp and all the exercises and everything he's done. He looks awesome. Even when he's not actually at minicamp, he's been in California working out with his wide receivers, specifically Terry McLaurin. They said Terry McLaurin looks awesome too. He looks great. And that connection is only going to get better, it sounds like. So it sounds like Jaden Daniels is working hard, and that everything with his knee and his elbow and everything has been fully taken care of or fully healed, and he should be good to go. So it's interesting. I read today that he's not even considered in the top 10 quarterbacks, and I thought that was laughable. But he's behind Dak Prescott, and who else was he behind? There's several that I thought were like, wow, really? But I'm expecting a huge bounce back year, going from rookie MVP, right, and taking us to the NFC Championship game where all we could see was or hear was how great he was, to now he's not even considered a top 10 quarterback, at least in the eyes of the media, and we know about the media. But evidently, all things are trending up towards Jaden Daniels. Cole, you have anything you want to add to that, or is anything you've heard or seen?
I mean, he looks like he's put on a few pounds, which is nice. I know that TV show Quarterback just came out. What was it, yesterday? I know you guys were watching it downstairs a little bit.
Yep.
I had to relive on Twitter the broken arm incident, which I was at that game. I think we've talked about that here. Luckily, I left before that happened because we were getting our shit kicked in. But yeah, no, I'm definitely excited to see him come back. I mean, I think it lights a fire under Jaden Daniels a little bit that he's not considered top 10, but at the same time, it's like, I kind of get it, right? Like, he didn't play pretty much the entirety of last season. When he did play last season, he was okay at best. He wasn't his self that we saw his rookie year.
Yeah.
And I know there's injuries, and he never had Terry McLaurin for like pretty much every week, except for like one or two of them towards the tail end of the season. Injuries everywhere. Nobody was really healthy. It was just an all-around shit show of a year. So I think, again, assuming he can stay healthy, which I do think is a question mark. I don't think it's easy to say like it's a slam dunk. Oh, he's going to be here all 17 games this year, just because, I don't know, he's got to prove it to us. But I think he'll definitely be in the talks for top 10, top 5, even top 3, maybe even MVP talks at the end of the year if he can stay healthy and we can win some football games. But we have a pretty tough schedule this year, so it'll be a lot of tests, and we'll find out pretty quickly if it's first year Jaden Daniels or second year Jaden Daniels all over again. So I'm really hoping it's first year Jaden Daniels because I love him. I'm wearing his jersey currently.
Yep.
He's my favorite player, but I'm cautiously optimistic, is I guess the way I'd put it.
Time will tell. Colt Grayson, what do you think?
I got a lot to say. Jaden Daniels, I mean, if we are throwing health out the window, talking about just play style, IQ, arm strength, speed, agility, all that stuff, to say that he's out of the top 10 and out even debatably top 7, maybe top 5 is just absolute bullshit. To just go against what he did in his rookie year and everybody's going to be like, oh, it's a one-year wonder or whatever. Nobody has ever done it. Nobody's ever had a season like Jaden Daniels had in the 2024-2025 season, okay? Nobody's ever done that. We saw what he did against the Lions. We brought this team from literally nothing and brought them to an NFC championship, beat the number 1 seed in the NFC, whooped their ass. Nevertheless, sorry. I mean, the defense played good, but somebody else put 50 points on them that game. And who was that? It was Jaden Daniels. I mean, like you can't just throw that out the window. However, am I thinking about scenarios in my head where I'm watching football games in the future? Every time he gets hit, I'm like praying that he doesn't get hurt. Yeah, that's gonna be me, unfortunately, and I feel like every Commanders fan is thinking the exact same thing, because we think of last year, we think about the knee injury against the Packers, we think about the elbow injury against Seattle, which never should have happened, by the way, Dan Quinn. I'm gonna hold that against you forever. Okay, we were down by, almost said the F word. We were down by 20. Okay, he should have never been in that game, and he was. I don't care if Jaden was trying to be, a competitor and stay in the game to try to win the game, but the game was out the window. The fact that we even had him in there is just complete bullshit, and Dan Quinn knows that, so I can stop being all mad about that, but that was actually bullshit. But, Jaden Daniels, I'm going to say a prayer for you right now. Please, Lord, keep him safe through the entire season, because my mental health is on the line, genuinely. Like, it brings me so much happiness when the Commanders are doing well. And you could, ask anybody in my family. You could probably ask any of my friends. If the Commanders lose, I basically lost a day. I'm in my room just being a little baby, honestly. Yeah, I'm a little baby when the Commanders lose. I don't care. I'm just holding that. Yeah, there you go.
You're like me. That's how I used to be. And then they got shitty, and I could give two craps. I didn't even watch. I wouldn't even put on a Redskins game. I went from being their biggest fan to not even watching them play, and all my weekends would be ruined when they would lose. You can ask Mom. It was crazy.
I mean, I would be at school watching these games. I'm watching Jaden Daniels throw a touchdown against the Bengals and beat the Bengals and Jamar Chase, and I'm screaming my head off. I'm watching the Chicago game, the Maryland Miracle, whatever, Minneapolis Miracle, where we throw a freaking bomb 70 yards for a touchdown. It's like the greatest play in Redskins history, basically. I'm watching all this stuff. I'm watching us go down in person with my brother to watch us clinch playoffs, and then it just flips upside down, and Jaden Daniels gets hurt, and we suck ass, okay? Please, Commanders, do something this year. Please. I will be a lot less stressed out, okay? And I'll get better grades in college.
Well, all signs point to them having a better team this year, all-around team. It appears that the Brandon Ayuk, he's pretty much hung himself out to dry as far as it goes with the Redskins by calling out Jaden Daniels and all that crap. So I'll let you say. I was just going to say I guess that ship has sailed. So my feeling is we're not signing anybody else. I guess we feel like we're good enough with who we have. And I don't know. What do you think, Cole? Are we good enough with the wide receivers we have? Why aren't we bringing in anybody? Are we waiting for cuts? What is the deal?
I don't know.
Stephon Diggs. Why aren't we bringing him in? I guess we're good enough.
So,
go ahead, Chris.
All right. Yeah. Everybody out there that wanted Brandon Ayuk all this time, from the bottom of my heart, I hate you. Okay? Brandon Ayuk, whatever the hell is going on with him, we don't need any part of that. I'm sorry. If I'm a teammate and there's been some, I don't know if it's fake beef, real beef with Jaden Daniels.
He's the new Antonio Brown.
Yeah,
CTE.
stupid Instagram posts where it's like he's trolling the internet, obviously, to stay relevant because he hasn't touched a football in over 2 years. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to the Commanders, this, that, the best team. He's got Commanders, like an NFL football. He's holding on his Instagram page, and he's just trolling everybody. If I'm Adam Peters, I don't want anything to do with that bozo. Okay? Honestly, I'd rather take Stephon Diggs and his baby mama problems and apparently other stuff now that's going on Twitter and stuff. I'm not even going to speak about that. But
wait. What is going on? I haven't heard what's going on because I don't have Twitter. What's the latest? Is this why we haven't signed him?
So, basically there's been some off the field criminal issues where he's been accused of stuff, and I'm not gonna really go into all the details, but basically, there is a possibility that he is involved with men and women. That is apparently it's something that came on Twitter. Do not come after me. I'm literally just going off of what Twitter is saying. Do not come after me, please. But I saw a report on something about some dude that basically is filing a sexual assault case against Stephon Diggs. Now, that's insane, but we'll see what happens. I mean, but like I said, if that gets all figured out, give me Stephon Diggs. He is so much better than Brandon Ayuk, and like I said, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna stop speaking. But if we were just going off of players, I'm taking Stephon Diggs off of Brandon Ayuk. No criminal activity thrown in there whatsoever. There we go.
Cole, you have anything to add to Brandon Ayuk being accused of being gay?
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Is it true? But, you know, that's the thing about Twitter. How do you know any of that stuff is true? You know, and is that really the reason why they're not signing him, because he's gay? I mean, does anybody really care about that anymore? Even if he was gay, if it's true, if it's not?
No, he's not. It's not the point. It's not the point if it's a dude or a girl. It's just the fact that it's sexual assault and it's against him.
Well, you didn't
So,
say that. You didn't say that.
I
Anyway,
did.
it doesn't matter. If he's gay, who cares?
Oh my.
As long as he catches damn football for a touchdown, I don't care what he does at home. I don't
Exactly.
care. You know, whatever. But yeah, I just don't think we have enough wide receivers. I don't know if De'Ami Brown, even though this is another thing I've heard that he's looked really, really good at camp. De'Ami's looked good. He's come right. He's actually burning people down the sidelines. And who's the rookie? Antonio Williams. I've heard he's looking good too. So that spells bad news, I think, for Jalen Lane. Is he going to just be? I guess he's just going to be a punt returner now. What do you think? I don't think. And what about Luke McCaffrey?
I think Luke McCaffrey's got a better chance than Jalen Lane at actually catching footballs. He's shown that he can do it.
But if Antonio Williams is playing the slot, right? Terry McLaurin, De'Ami Brown.
You cycle guys.
Yeah.
You probably have 5 receivers that go out there and catch balls. I mean, he's not going. Luke McCaffrey's by no means going to go out for 800 yards, but he'll probably catch around 200 yards by the tail end of the year. So like a catch here or there in a big spot, kind of the way he's been doing. I think there's a spot for Luke McCaffrey and guys like him. Jalen Lane, I think we drafted him to be a punt returner. I don't think we drafted him to be a wide receiver. So I mean, you need special teams guys, and he's a damn good punt returner. So
Don't kill me.
it's a roster spot for
Don't
him too.
Don't
I heard
kill
the other
me,
day.
but-
Wait, before you say anything, Grayson. I heard the other day because you were on this guy's. You like this guy and the Jaguars. That there's still a possibility that he's trade bait. I guess he's
No shot.
No.
No, I
Okay.
don't think so. I mean, I've said this in the past. I'm pretty sure I said it on here. If you're referring to Brian Thomas, I mean, Jacksonville would be so stupid if they let that guy go. He had a mid-year. Like, people are going to say he had a horrible year. He had a mid-year. I mean, and look at what he did his rookie year. Like, I mean, it was just blowing shit out of a proportion that they don't even understand. People are just saying stuff on the internet. People going on Twitter, just like I was referring to about Stephon Diggs. People just going on Twitter saying all this stuff, and I'm starting to get sick of all these rumors and just post about real stuff that's happening. But all these guys like to get little clicks here and there and there. That's why you go on Twitter, you go on Instagram, you see everybody talking about, oh my God, Washington Commanders, Brian Thomas are in rumors and talks about trying to get Brian Thomas. Or I saw something today, we were talking about like a report goes up with Keenan Allen's face on it, talking about we might get Keenan Allen. Like, shut up, bro. Come on, man. Like, that's
Dude,
never.
I
gonna
heard
happen.
that. I heard that too. No, they just bring. He hasn't signed. It's kind of like, what about Debo? Why wouldn't we just bring Debo back? If you're not going to sign somebody like Stephon Diggs, right? Why wouldn't you bring Debo? He hasn't been picked up. He knows pretty much the offense. He has a rapport with Jaden Daniels. What's the problem there? I don't understand what we're doing. You know,
I don't either.
I agree with a lot of what they've done, but I don't understand letting our center leave, and then making Allegretti your starting center, and then getting a rookie from Michigan State who played at Wake Forest, so it's not a big school, went to Michigan State, played a year there, and you bring him in as your backup center. I mean, that's the one. That is a big question actually, because if Allegretti gets hurt, then what? This guy, and hey, actually, he's one that I've heard hasn't looked that great in camp. So you've put all your eggs in that basket, and this is the offense that's going to protect our quarterback. And we
I just don't-
solidified Laramie Tunsil, but
I just
outside of
don't-
that, I don't know.
I don't know if Adam Peters is playing like I don't know what's going on in his brain. I mean, he's done pretty well. Let's not take away the credit that he's done this offseason. He's signed some really good, like potentially great players for our team. We'll see what happens during the season. However, I mean, it doesn't take, the smartest guy in the room to realize that Terry McLaurin needs a little help in the wide receiver spot. I mean, yes, Antonio Williams, sure. De'Ami Brown had a great playoff run, but before the playoff run, I mean, he really wasn't that good. I mean, if we're being honest, I mean, he looks great. I think he's a great player, but is he like the superstar that we need? Absolutely not. So, I think when Debo and Terry were healthy together, that we were a phenomenal team. And the fact that we're kind of letting him walk is kind of hurting me. I think Debo is a great player, but if we could get a guy like Stephon Diggs, if we could get a guy like Debo Samuels again, if we could get a guy like, I'm not going to say his name, Brandon Ayuk, whatever, and to help out Terry, I don't know. Like I said, getting back to my main point, I don't know if Adam Peters is waiting until they get desperate that they're signing for less money or something like that, or trying to work out a deal. But I just want somebody that is maybe a higher skill level than De'Ami Brown to be on the field with Terry McLaurin so they can help each other out. That's it.
I think that he has this feeling for players that he drafts. So I think we're going to go, it's either Luke McCaffrey is going to become a star or we're going to go down with that ship. I think there's loyalty to the people he drafts. So,
What I was going to say before, Luke McCaffrey, I'm sorry, don't kill me, but you're a bum unless you prove me otherwise. Like, he hasn't done anything for us. I mean, yeah, he was a late round pick, but like seriously, other than that catch against Chicago last year, he hasn't done anything for us. Like name a crazy play that he had. Can you name any? Other than that play against Chicago.
It's not that he had like crazy plays or stuff, but he had like 4 weeks in a row before he got hurt for the rest of the season. He actually like balled out and got like over 50 yards a game, 3 straight games. I'm sure it was on like 2 or 3 catches, but it was small fries, I guess. But he showed a lot of promise, and then I don't even remember what his injury was, but whatever, it sidelined him for the rest of the year. But I think
Towards ACL. I mean,
was it a torn ACL? Well,
I don't know.
That's
really significant.
Yeah, really tough to come back from. But if he can get to like where he was right before he got hurt, because he was showing out for those couple weeks. Like he was balling out for like 3 weeks, and then big injury derailed everything. Like he was finally showing the promise that we thought he could have had, and then obviously like everything else, it got derailed by injuries last year. So I don't want to fully write off Luke McCaffrey because he has shown flashes of being able to like catch the tough ball, catch the ball over his shoulder. He gets a decent amount of separation. It's just a matter of putting it all together and being able to rely on the guy. But it seems like he only gets like a 20% snap count either way. And if we add another wide receiver, it's pretty much going to be game.
collarbone is what it was.
Collarbone.
It was collarbone?
I don't know why I said.
Oh well, if it's a collarbone, then if he could recover in time and be back to.
He's back.
Yeah, I know he's back, but I'm just saying, be back to where he was before he got hurt. It could be interesting to see. Now, I don't want to fully write him off, but I'm also not expecting him to go for massive numbers. But I think if he can get, I'd say reasonable expectation would be like 3 catches for 40 yards or something a game. I think that's doable. Like he won't get targeted very often, maybe 4 times a game or something, mostly on medium to deeper routes because that seems to be what his forte is those medium to deep routes. At least those are the ones that he usually catches. But he can definitely be a good playmaker, a little tool you use in there if you use it properly. But again, he's got to stay healthy like everybody else on the roster. and he's got to actually prove it, because we can speculate all this time. Oh, he'll be good. Oh, he'll be trash or whatever. Same thing with Jalen Lane or Josh Connolly or whatever other question marks we have. But it's like we can't control any of it. We just have to sit and watch and pray it works out and hope the coaches are doing the right thing. Now, it's also like I think Grayson was saying earlier, it's going to be a big test year for Dan Quinn as well. Like, he made some questionable decisions last year. He's got a lot of expectations and a lot of pressure on him this year. He's definitely on the hot seat. Like, if we go out and we go 4-13 again, he's gone. Like, if we even go 6-8 or whatever, or 6-9, like, he won't be here. So he's got to perform. Everybody's got to perform, and we have a tough schedule too. So it's going to be tough. Like, it's not going to be easy. But like I was saying earlier, we'll find out pretty quick if this team's got the stones to be able to actually compete all around, not just the wide receiver room, not just the new pieces on defense. Everybody. So
I just wonder if, like you said, we go 4-13. You say Dan Quinn's on the hot seat. Well, Dan Quinn can only coach the players that he gets. So is our general manager on the hot seat too this year? If he goes 4-13, he hired the head coach. He's made the draft picks. If the players don't pan out, I mean, I don't know. Corner's the other area, right? I mean, Trey Amos, I heard, has been balling out. So at minicamp. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see what's going to happen. But we got beat like a drum last year. So my biggest thing is I think Jaden, when healthy, and with a decent offensive line, we're going to have a good offense. The key is going to be our defense, how our defense plays.
Even you just saying that number, that record 4-13, makes me sick to my stomach. Like, genuinely.
Yeah, well, me too.
I as a fan, I'm gonna be a broken record, dude. But holy cow, please, Lord, do not have them be so bad again, please.
Yeah, I don't want more low draft picks either. I want wins, and
Yeah.
I'm tired of but I also want a general manager who picks up good players. And I know, and I love Terry McLaurin, but I will say this, he's getting older and he made some spectacular catches when he came back, but would it hurt us to have somebody that was better than Terry? And Terry was the number 2, a burner. And if they're counting on De'Ami Brown being that guy, I think that's a bad choice. Or what is it? You corrected me. Treylon Burks? Is it Treylon Burks?
Mhm.
Okay. I really like that guy. But is he going to step up? Because he didn't get a lot of balls last year. And it's also got to be Jaden has to have the comfort to throw you the ball. And he throws a lot of balls to Terry. And the other thing is going to be Shig. Is he going to have the same comfort level that he had with Zach Ertz with Shig? So there's a lot of things. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. He's got better athletes, but I just don't know.
We're kind of like I mean, I feel like everybody's in the same boat. We're a little bit delusional with the fact that, like, Adam Peters, please, like, you know exactly what you have to do. Go get these people. But then contracts get involved, and all these dudes want hell of a lot of money, and we have used up a lot of our cap space. So it's like going after these guys is going to have to be like, I don't know, long-term deals or something working out, 3-year deals, or I don't know. But, like, if we're going to go after a Stephon Diggs, he's going to want a lot of money because that's just who he is. He is Stephon Diggs, even though he probably isn't what he was 5 years ago. It's his name. So
Tyreek Hill.
name value. Tyreek Hill,
Tyreek
another
Hill.
guy that probably would want a shit ton of money. You want to know why? Because he's got 20,000 kids that live on his earth.
1 year, Tyreek Hill, burning down the sideline. I guarantee he's faster than De'Ami Brown right now, even with a torn whatever, his entire knee. He could be in a cast and be faster.
Listen, I wish I had a magic ball to tell us who we're going to get and when we're going to get this person or if we're going to get this person. I'm just sick of, hearing about all these rumors and stuff of like the Brandon Ayuk or the Stephon Diggs. I just want something to actually happen. I want something to go to my phone. Screw it. I don't care if I'm mad. I just want something to happen where we sign somebody to try to help him out. But
Well, there are quite a few wide receivers that are unsigned, so I don't know when the number gets to a point where we're willing to sign somebody, where the ask gets to the point where, maybe after training camp start or they wait till somebody gets hurt. But I sure would like to have, if we're planning on doing that, which this is why I think we're not, because we went through all this with Terry last year. If they don't sign somebody before training camp, then we're not doing it. Because you bring somebody in, it'll be like last year, where they can't learn the offense. They have to sit out for the first 4 weeks of the season. They don't know their routes, and that is just messes with the chemistry. It's the same thing we went through last year, and I would be severely disappointed. So if you're going to do it, then do it before training camp. If you're not going to do it, then stick to your guns and don't do it, and roll the dice with who you've decided to keep on this team.
I'll say I disagree with the fact that it's similar to the Terry McLaurin situation, and that it's, in my opinion, it's very, very different. Terry McLaurin was on the team. He was sitting out. It was a distraction. He was our wide receiver, still is our wide receiver one at the time. And if he were to leave to go somewhere else, we'd have nobody else. Where this is a little bit different. We do have Terry now locked up. He will be on the team. We also have not a whole lot of other question marks other than that. So it's really just bringing some guy in. And yeah, maybe, just maybe, they don't learn the offense in time. We bring them in a little too late, and they have to sit out or get very limited snaps the first couple weeks of the season. But it's a long season, so people get hurt, stuff has to rotate. Like, you're going to need guys no matter what. So I don't hate the idea of bringing somebody in.
Yeah, I don't hate the idea. The Terry McLaurin thing. Yeah, he was our number one, but they were out of rhythm. They weren't synced up, Jaden and him, because he wasn't there. So you bring in a guy that you're expecting to be your second one for 4 weeks to get up to speed. You're not going to get the best out of him. That's my only point.
You're probably right. You probably wouldn't for those first couple weeks, but you hope as the season goes on they build that chemistry, and by week 13, 14 they're playing some of the best football they could. Yeah. That's really the whole idea, right? Especially like if we were close, like fighting for a wild card spot or something down the stretch, and Stephon Diggs or whoever starts balling out, then that's a great thing to have. So I'm really not too concerned over the first couple weeks of the season, because a lot of stuff happens. Like, we know a couple years back, I think it was like 2021 or something, we had the Steelers start off like 11-0, and then we beat the piss out of them, and then they were a first-round exit in the playoffs, where everybody like at the start of the year was like, oh my God, these guys are undefeated, they're so good. And we all kind of knew they were one of the most overrated undefeated teams of all time at the point. Like, hell, if we could beat them, anybody could, especially since we were super mega ass at the time. But yeah, it'll be hopefully a fun season. Hopefully it's not nearly as miserable and painful as last year was, because I still like to go to the games, even though I'm half convinced I'm cursed when I go to Commanders games. But, maybe 2 years ago we saw some wins, but I went to, I think, 3 games this year, maybe 4 games this year, and saw nothing but losses.
Well, 4-13. Your odds, odds were you're going to watch this.
Yeah, odds weren't great, but part of me wants to say, like, if I wasn't there, they'd probably win. but yeah, I mean, again, I'm excited. I hope we can bring in a wide receiver, and if they don't, I hope somebody can step up.
Sounds good. Well, one last thing. I know we're over, definitely well over to 1 hour, but I did want to mention one last Redskins note, which is pretty cool for if you lived in my generation. Unfortunately, neither one of these kids got to see John Riggins play football. And kudos to the Harris Group and the Commanders. I still hate saying that god-awful name.
They didn't make the name.
Are retiring John Riggins is 44. And to all the guys that are my age that watch that team play, he by far is probably my favorite player. I mean, nobody played harder than him. Nobody was a better showman than him, and nobody loved the fans more than him. In fact, I just watched the Commanders, and I suggest you guys look it up on YouTube, where the Commanders did this feature that included John Riggins about all of his accomplishments and how important he was to the franchise. And he just, if you listen to him talk about how everything he did for the fans. It really wasn't even about him. He got his energy, he got his spirit, he got all of his toughness from listening to the fans. So I wish more players were like that, and I just, old school. And in fact, this week he was at mini camp and he was meeting the players and he gave a great inspirational speech. about how important it is for the players to look inside themselves and hold themselves accountable. And when watching the tape after a game, if you see defects in your play, that you obviously need to correct them on your own. So awesome that the Commanders are doing this. Redskins, he says he's still a Redskin and always will be, and he appreciates the Commanders doing it, but he's kind of old school like me. Always be the Redskins. Can change the name, but in my mind, until I hit the grave, it's going to be the Redskins. So congratulations, John Riggins. I love you, man. And I encourage anybody who doesn't know John Riggins, it's of these guys' generation, pull him up on YouTube and look at some of his, or, look at some of his greatest runs ever. It's pretty.
Everybody knows
cool.
the Diesel Dad. Don't
Pretty
worry.
freaking cool. He's pretty.
Everybody knows him.
All right, well, you haven't got. I just loved watching him play, man. Watching him and Darryl Green. So, but anyway, with that, I'm sorry again about all the technical issues we had tonight.
Yep, my fault, guys.
We will work all that out before the next podcast. But as always, we enjoy the fact that the people that do listen do and watch, and we really appreciate you giving us an hour and listening to three knuckleheads just shoot the shit. And again, I'm looking forward to doing this again. I'm sorry it took so long to put this together, but I promise we'll be back sooner. And as soon as football season starts, we're really going to rock and roll. So with that said, everybody have a great evening, great day whenever you happen to listen to this, and we'll see you next time. Thanks again.